Hopefully the AI can steer us towards their repair. What else did you find out?
AI smashed.
Smash?
AI was like, let me
What,
smash.
like with a hammer?
Becky used to let me smash.
That is a very big... Everything that could be broken, that is easily the worst.
Becky wouldn't let him smash.
Damn it.
Okay, search for first head gasket and some other stuff. What were these things? Second head gasket, first head gasket. Okay. Open this. Whoa. What's with the frame rate? Why is it having problems?
Got it.
Aptly done.
Yeah. I'm kind of good at this. I don't think that was it. Really? The frame rate having like 500 issues at once here is not helping me. Was that all that I needed here? Oh, okay, I guess I got all that I needed from there. Turbine gyro. There's a head gasket. Okay, I see. I see why it's weird. Okay, it told me to search for specialty screws. Here. I don't exactly know what that is, but I'm certain that my Pip-Boy will inform me of such. No, I don't need any of that. Nope. Probably upstairs then. I hear footsteps and it's like, what is it? What is it? And it's just Nick. Bandage scissors. Weird. Nope. Already did that. I actually went here a bit earlier and I found some like detective case files. Is that it? Alright, sure. I guess that counts. And there were it just said detectives case files, but there's nothing I can really do with it. So I have the item in my inventory. I just don't know what it can do. Oh, this one has a marker for me. I appreciate that. Turbine gyro. It doesn't exist, but okay. I have it. Okay, so that's everything we need above ground. Is it? Oh. I cannot fast travel when enemies are nearby. I don't know what enemies are nearby, but okay. These other items I need, I don't know where to get them at, so for right now I'm gonna head back to where it tells me I'm supposed to be. I think it's here. I think. It's actually kind of hard to tell. But we'll see. I know there was something there that I needed. So I'll grab that one. We'll go from there. See what else. Oh, okay, I remember. I tried to go to the store a few times. It was just completely inaccessible, but now I can get in. Head gasket was needed, wasn't it? Okay, so that was 2 parts that I needed. Or... oh. First head gasket. It says search.
Oh, you're back. You got those components we need?
You know what? Tell me about you. Are you...
well, alright. What did you want to know?
Who are you?
Who am I? My full name is Calvin Howe, and before the war, I was one of Poseidon's computer scientist
Calvin
grunts.
Howe?
I work primarily in R&D. I was stationed in Ipswitch when the bombs fell, and like most pre-war ghouls, lost everything and everyone. I've since spent my years wandering America's remains, hunting tech or just helping people out. You'd be amazed how many opportunities you get. That's about it. What else did you want to know?
Wasn't Howe a name as well? It was a name.
Truthfully,
Come here.
I'm not sure. At first, I thought it was just nostalgia, but it's gotta be more than that. I mean, look around. It wasn't like this. Before the war, it was a bright little town, but now it's a shadow of its former glory. What could be nostalgic about that? Something about coming back is just cathartic. It's quiet and lonely, but it's a good place to just step back from everything and take a breath. I've needed to do that a few times, but the longest trip, after the Kita were slaughtered, that one was different. But that's a story for another time. What other questions did you have?
Why Poseidon caches? Why these? Why?
To begin with, it was just to pass the time. It was more curiosity than anything else. But once I found the Phoenix 2, that all changed. From then on, I've been searching for the Phoenix 6. This is the closest I've ever been. Even if it's just because of process of elimination. I just hope that after all this time, it's still there. Actually, that's the kind of thinking you want to avoid, Captain. It is there.
Hey.
Positive thinking, you know? A friend of mine sold me on it. You live as long as I have, with as many disappointments, it's easy to get discouraged. I guess that's part of why I keep coming back to Ipswitch. Anyway, what other questions did you have?
Well, for now, I guess that is the game doesn't let me ask anything
now,
else.
How about those parts?
Tell me about this place. Tell me about the
All right.
buzzards.
What specifically did you have questions about?
Factions.
Oh, joy. Yeah, I figured we'd have this conversation sooner or later. Pull up a chair, because this one's a doozy. It's been a while since I've been in Buzzards Bay, but I assume it's the same. That said, there were 3 major players back then. The first is New Falmouth, or Novus Beneficia, if you want to be a dick about it. It started as a little fishing town owned by some land barons. I think that was in 2277. Eventually, it got enough of a reputation to catch the eye of Lawrence Angius. More like Anguish, but we'll get to that. Lawrence was incredibly business savvy. In a few short years, he turned that shanty town into a right city, with him at the top, of course. In the early days, he played the market by pitting the barons against each other. So while he was raking it in, these cats were losing their shirts. Lawrence certainly had experience with that. But that was just the start. Last I heard, the city's split in half between New and Old Falmouth. One half is incredibly prosperous, the other is a complete pisshole. And that's just scratching the surface of the city's problems. This brings us to the raiders, two tribes, the Bulawayo and the Draco. Oh boy. So the Draco are a bit of a handful. They're a militaristic tribe with a penchant for taking all your shit. Naturally, New Falmouth, a city with a lot of shit, became a target. There were raids on caravans and attacks on the city, but nothing too major. Lawrence tended to just buy them off. The real problem was the goddamn Bulawayo. Sorry, they make life hell. They're the most savage bastards in the bay. Animals, really. Where the Draco attacked for profit, the Bulawayo just slaughtered people for the hell of it. Towns, caravans, doesn't matter. Old Falmouth has been hit pretty hard by them a few times, and even after getting destroyed, they still send more tribals. After a while, Lawrence grew tired of losing his little colonies to the Bulawayo. This led to his famous annexation or annihilation decree. This brings us to our final faction, the people that just want to be left the hell alone. The Terrapin, the Zendos, the Black Cat, and the Kitakita. They were mostly peaceful and kept to themselves, the Kitakita especially. And that just about wraps up the old history. The rest of my info comes from rumors. I'll let you take a breather first. Ask me again when you're ready for part 2.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Sure. Let's go ahead.
Alright. So these days, Lawrence has himself an attack dog, the Federation. Any difficulties he had with the tribals are no more. Being ex-Minutemen, they've got the equipment and the training to back it up. Some, I hear, ride Yao Guai into battle. Yeah, I know. But what scares me even more is this Bandit King guy. He's from way out west, calls himself the Buzzard, and he's got a cult following. Sounds a bit like people are confusing these buzzards with Legion raiding parties, if you ask me. They have pretty similar tactics. At least, I hope it's a mix-up. Traders have told me that even the Bulawayo are scared of them. That better not be true. But if these guys can go toe-to-toe with the ex-Minutemen of the Federation, geez, sounds like the Bay is worse off than when I left. And finally, you got some Atlanteans. A group as brutal as the Legion, but not the Legion, the Buzzards? Far-fetched. But Atlanteans? Bullshit.
Mirror people.
Allegedly, they could put the fear of God into the Brotherhood and the Enclave. That's nonsense. No one's got that kind of hardware. Well, some Poseidon prototypes could, but no one's got the tech to create another, let alone outfit an entire army. So there you have it, the laundry list of people that want to control Buzzards Bay. Any other questions?
Well, none of them seem to be here, so I guess that's fine. Wars?
Yeah, a few of them that I know of. The first being the skirmishes between the Bulawayo, the Draco, and New Falmouth. They gave each other their fair share of black eyes, but Lawrence's annexation or annihilation policy was the turning point. He stomped a lot of tribes into submission, even if they weren't a threat. This calmed things down for a while. After a year or two, things flared back up, but this time the Federation was on the scene. These guys ripped the Bay a new one. The Federation decimated a number of tribes, and then retreated to New Falmouth in the eastern hinterlands. This left a massive power vacuum in the western hinterlands. Probably what made it so easy for this Buzzard guy to take over. He's probably just a Legion vanguard, but I don't know. Once the Buzzards got situated, they waged a hell of a battle with New Falmouth and their lapdog, the Federation. The way I hear it, Buzzards Bay was filled with more blood than water. Unfortunately, there was a lot of collateral damage. Even the tribes that wanted nothing to do with their damn war lost dozens. Well, that just about brings us to now. Wounds are still healing, and these assholes are back at each other's throats. Real nice, huh? I guess some things never change. Anyways, you got more questions?
Who are you?
I've been in a few places, actually. The Commonwealth, Buzzards Bay, and D.C., with intermittent trips to Ipswitch. That's about 40 years. And before you ask, yes, Poseidon played a role. So I'll start my story off in the capital. Spent a long time there. 20 years or so. The best way I could describe it is treasure hunting. Poseidon had influence all over the country, so it follows that they'd have caches everywhere. Most of the tech I found was relatively useless to me, so I sold a good chunk of it to traders. That's when I met a ghoul named Quinn. Quinn was a pretty stand-up guy. Got to know him well enough through the repeat business. He had medics and stim packs. I had scrap metal from the caches. Turns out, he ran supplies for a whole city of ghouls called Underworld.
Oh,
He
yeah.
showed me around, and I even lived there for a while. It was a tight-knit community, so Quinn was really the only one I got to know pretty well. Him and Winthrop, the mechanic. He needed the scrap metal. Things went like that for a few years, but it really picked up when the Brotherhood entered the scene. While I was out tracking another cache, I was confronted by one of their knights. Turns out, we were after the same thing. I stated my case that I found it first, but those assholes pretty much mugged me at laser point and forced me to turn over the tech. I figured they didn't know what they had, so I slipped them a dummy holotape with a little surprise on it. Serves them right. Unfortunately, this was not the last time I encountered them. In the mid-2250s, Quinn passed me an interesting rumor. Supposedly, there was a gathering of scientists at the old Jefferson Memorial. I figured they could use a tech expert, so I showed up. What I did not anticipate was the Brotherhood's involvement. Turns out, one of the guys from that patrol recognized me. And he was pissed. Bit of a firefight broke out, but his CO called him off before anything fun happened. Long story short, I was kicked out before I got to meet the scientists. Asshole. I think his name was Kasdan. No, something like that. Sometime after that, I moved to Buzzards Bay and lived with the Kita. Nice people once they warm up to you. I always wondered why they acted so differently from the other tribes. I eventually found out that they weren't originally tribals. The Kita were initially traders, mercs, that sort of thing, before they got fed up with it all and settled down. They were well established when I showed up, but I did the best I could to help out. Turns out, I'm a bit of a green thumb. I did what I could to prop up those farms, and we got a few good hauls. But there's only so much you can do. Once the Bulawayo showed up on our doorsteps, though, everything changed. We lost a lot of good friends. Then, a few years later, Lawrence sends in his guys to stomp us back into the dirt. After that, I was one of the handful of people left. I just got sick of it all, you know? All the blood, all the bullshit. That led to the longest trip I'd made to Ipswitch since before the war. I'd been going to Ipswitch for decades, but this was different. I lived up here, alone, for a few years. It gets you thinking. Then I moved south to the Commonwealth, and the rest is history. Met some people, found some more caches. Oh, and that asshole mayor kicked me out of my house. That was real nice. I tried living in Good Neighbor after it settled down.
Oh, you lived in
but,
Diamond City for a
well,
while. Okay.
I'm not a fan of Hancock. If we actually got to know each other, we'd probably try to put the other in the ground. So, there you have it. That's what I've been up to for the last few decades.
What if Hancock was
Any other
right there?
questions?
What if I had him as my companion? That'd be hilarious.
Sure. It's a lot to take in. Give it some time to digest.
Still looking for
Okay,
it.
well, I still have some stuff to do around the sub. In the meantime, did you need something?
Yeah. I guess that's it.
Ah, okay. Just doing the rounds.
Now, what's this?
I don't know. Why do you have your
Can't
big...
tell if this was storage or trash.
I don't know either. Okay, I'm still looking for that one thing. I don't know if it's on the ship or where it is, actually. Oh! This is the, house. Oh, I got, like, books. And the books are cool. Oh, what's this? Approximately 5 days ago, the ventilation systems of this vessel were maliciously shut off. It's getting hard to breathe in here, but that's not my concern. The Nautilus has only been partially outfitted. We've received a shipment of warheads, but only food and water. We had enough for training exercises. Blu-ray, I figure we only have a week left. Even if we last longer, the air sure as hell won't. I just don't get it. In all my years as captain, I've never seen a ship turn on the crew. She's sure. That goddamn AI core is at the center of it all. While we were doing another practice run, half of the sub sealed itself. And the air vents turned off. It only took a few minutes before the eggheads downstairs figured out the problem. Unfortunately, the boys thought the solution was to smash the damn thing up. The second a couple of terminals down there went dark, they were sealed in. Those mechanic robots are floating around like nothing's wrong. Serving aboard the most sophisticated Southern American Navy, many of our crowning accolades, who knew it would be our tomb. I'll see if I can help the boys face their deaths with some dignity. May God have mercy on us all. Huh. That's a problem. Huh. Cool. Oh, the place actually looks pretty cool. Oh, I've had a shower. I don't think I want to push that button. Wait a sec. What am I saying? Okay. This is weird. I think I'm gonna have to not do that. Alright, I'm gonna...
Oh, you're back. You got those components we need?
No, I do not. Oh, there's literally nothing in here. I thought for sure there was gonna be some, like, evilness or something in there, but there wasn't. Okay. I think I've explored the whole ship. I think. I don't think there's a lower level, is there? I mean, there might be. No, I can't seem to find it if there is one. Okay. Welp. Welp. I guess I've explored the whole ship then, for sure. I'm not sure where that gasket is, though. Or whatever it is.